This is A Drink with a Friend. I'm Tsh Oxenreider. Seth and I thought we would do something a little low-key, a little fun, a little very nerdily us. We are spending the next few weeks offline for the holidays to enjoy the time with our families. And with that in mind, we're recording a few thoughts that are better than ours by way of old poetry. We both love poetry. We both love the holidays. We both love being offline. And so all these things dovetail into reading to you, our beloved listeners, a few of our favorite poems. Don't worry, we're not going to bore you to tears, just a few, to lead you into the holiday season, where we will meet you on the other side within the first few weeks of January to wish you a happy new year. So with this in mind, I'm going to pass it on to Seth first for him to read to you a few of his favorite poems, and then I will round out this short little episode with a few of my own. I'll see you on the other side.
The weather outside is frightful, and we have no delightful fire here in Arkansas. The temperatures have plummeted into the single digits. It's snowing, and it looks like Christmas is upon us. And to that end, I've been thinking about the poems that just really make up the holiday season for me and for our family. And there is one poem in particular that when we hear it, we know it's Christmas season. And this poem goes like this. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. Woo-hoo. All I want for Christmas is you. Yeah. It is a delightful poem. Some might say, in the words of James Lipton, as portrayed by Will Ferrell, scrumtrulescent. A scrumtrulescent poem by Mariah Carey. But all kidding aside, and we do love that song here in the Haynes household. And yes, it does signify the coming of the Advent season for us. There are other poems that I love just as much that signify to me Christmas or the holiday season. One is an actual Christmas poem, and one is just a general poem that reminds me of every sort of holy season or beautiful day. So we'll start with The House of Christmas by G.K. Chesterton. This world is wild as an old wives' tale, and strange the plain things are. The earth is enough, and the air is enough for our wonder and our war. But our rest is as far as the fire drake swings, and our peace is put in impossible things, where clashed and thundered unthinkable wings round an incredible star. To an open house in the evening, home shall men come, to an older place than Eden, and a taller town than Rome, to the end of the way of the wandering star, to the things that cannot be and that are, to the place where God was homeless, and all men are at home. That is The House of Christmas by G.K. Chesterton. Beautiful poem, a poem that I love to read this time of year. It reminds me that, hey man, we're all invited to the same place, the same home, to the same manger. And that's why we're here this Christmas. This last poem is my favorite. It's a general poem, but I read it a lot on a glorious day, on a day like Christmas, on a day like Easter, or on a day like a great day on the river, or a great meal with friends. And it's a poem that's come to mean a lot to me. I first heard it from a property professor in law school who at a gathering recited this by heart. And I've come to also commit it to memory. But ever since that moment, since that gathering of great people, celebrating a really major accomplishment, a group accomplishment, I've thought about this poem. And I'll recite it as I get up and pour my Christmas coffee this year. I'll recite it on New Year's this year. It is I Thank You, God, for Most This Amazing by E. E. Cummings, and it is a poem. If you've read my work, you know this poem. So just sit back and listen and enjoy it with me. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today, and this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and love and wings and of the gay great happening illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any lifted from the know of all nothing human, merely being, doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are opened. These are my little holiday poems for you. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you'll take them with you as you go through your holiday season, and I look forward to being with you guys again in the new year, where Tish and I will be talking about, who knows, all kinds of stuff, amazing stuff, great stuff. Some would say perhaps the best stuff of all time ever. I don't know that we would say that, but some might say that. So anyway, it's been great being with you guys this year, and I look forward to 2023.
Okay, so I am not going to start off with reading a very poorly written poem disguised as a pop song from the early 90s because I like you guys. I mean, I respect you and your brains, and I'm not going to torture you like that. So I'm going to read to you 3 actual poems that I really like. The first one comes from a man named Paul Laurence Dunbar. He was born in the late 1800s from formerly emancipated slaves. He was the first Black student at his high school, and he is an amazing poet. So this is his simple poem called A Christmas Carol. Ring out, ye bells, all nature swells, with gladness at the wondrous story. The world was lorn, but Christ is born, to change our sadness into glory. Sing, earthlies, sing, tonight a king hath come from heaven's high throne to bless us. The outstretched hand over all the land is raised in pity to caress us. Come at his call, be joyful all, away with mourning and with sadness. The heavenly choir with holy fire their voices raise in songs of gladness. The darkness breaks and dawn awakes, her cheeks suffused with youthful blushes. The rocks and stones in holy tones are singing sweeter than the thrushes. Then why should we in silence be when nature lends her voice to praises, when heaven and earth proclaim the truth of him for whom that lone star blazes? No, be not still, but with a will strike all your hearts and let them ringing. On hill and heath, let every breath throw all its power into singing. The next one I've got for you is one of my favorite writers, and I know one of y'all's favorite writers, Madeleine L'Engle. And this is from one of her poems called The Ordering of Love, First Coming. He did not wait till the world was ready, till men and nations were at peace. He came when the heavens were unsteady, and prisoners cried out for release. He did not wait for the perfect time. He came when the need was deep and great. He dined with sinners, and all their grime turned water into wine. He did not wait till hearts were pure. In joy, he came to a tarnished world of sin and doubt. To a world like ours of anguished shame, he came, and his light would not go out. He came to a world which did not mesh to heal its tangles, shield its scorn. In the mystery of the Word made flesh, in the Maker of the stars was born. We cannot wait till the world is sane to raise our songs with joyful voice. For to share our grief, to touch our pain, he came with love. Rejoice, rejoice. My favorite part is that last stanza when she says, we cannot wait till the world is sane to raise our songs with joyful voice. All right, guys, the last one I've got for you is more winter themed than holiday centric. And this is because it is really cold around many, many parts of the world right now. I am coming to you from Texas. We had a cold snap last night, and I kid you not, the wind chill this morning was -11. That does not happen very often around here. So even though some of you who are, like my relatives up in the Northwest who are in literal -30 degrees or what have you, it might seem like, not that big a deal here, but it is a big deal here. So we're all mostly cold if we're in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's easy to think, if only the sun would come out and if only the temps would rise. But I am learning this year, probably more than any in my recent adult memory, to embrace the cold and embrace the seasons that I wish weren't here. So this poem is from William Henry Davies, and it is called Winter's Beauty. Is it not fine to walk in spring when leaves are born and hear birds sing? And when they lose their singing powers in summer, watch the bees at flowers? Is it not fine when summer's past to have the leaves no longer fast, biting my heel wherever I go, or dancing lightly on my toe? Now winter's here and rivers freeze. As I walk out, I see the trees, wherein the pretty squirrels sleep, all standing in the snow so deep. And every twig, however small, is blossomed white and beautiful. Then welcome, winter, with thy power, to make this tree a big white flower, to make this tree a lovely sight, with 50 brown arms draped in white, while thousands of small fingers show in soft white gloves of purest snow. Well, guys, we are super duper grateful to have y'all listening. We are also very grateful for the short break. So we're going to see you in the new year after a bit. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you again soon. As always, you can find this episode as well as all episodes at adrinkwithafriend.com. And that's also where you can go to help support the show by picking up the next round of drinks. If you like what we're doing here, we are so grateful. This show is free for you to listen to, but it's not free for us to make. So at the cost of just a cup of coffee or a pint, you can help keep it going. A number of you have been doing that lately, and we are super grateful. One that I especially appreciate is from Bradley Torek, who says, I so appreciate your podcasts. With so much media fluff in the world, yours is grounding and one I continue to consider after I finished it. Thank you for your hard work. Bradley, we are super honored, and that's pretty much what we hope to do. We hope to give y'all things to think about as you head into the weekend and the rest of your week till the next episode. So again, that's at adrinkwithafriend.com, which is also in the show notes of this episode. You can find me and how to connect with me at tishoxenrider.com. You can connect with Seth at sethhaines.com. Music for the show is by Kevin MacLeod. Editing is by Kyle Oxenrider. I'm Tish Oxenrider with Seth Haines, and we'll be back here again with you in the new year. Thanks for listening, and happy holidays.